Dietitian Kitchen.
Welcome, welcome. I'm Clara.
I'm Caitlin.
And today we are going to be making really easy sheet pan dinner meals.
Super easy sheet pan meals.
So easy. So normally, if you guys have tuned in with us before, you'll see that we chop some things ahead of time, to keep the flow going. But today, we haven't done any of that.
None.
We are making this from start to finish. Well, preparing it start to finish because it will take some time to bake. But preparing it on screen for you guys today to show you just how easy it is.
What is a sheet pan meal?
So a sheet pan meal is a handy dandy, so a sheet pan, a cookie sheet, some people call it like a half sheet, something that looks like this in your kitchen.
This is a quarter sheet.
This is a quarter sheet.
Because we have a little oven.
We do. But you can get them much bigger than this. So you can kind of customize it for 2 people, for 4 people.
Some would say double this.
But yeah, so the idea is you put all the ingredients down on the sheet pan.
One pan.
Put in the oven, season it up. We'll season it up before you put it in the oven. And then
let it go.
Call it a day. It gives you more time to watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Which is what I do when I meal prep.
These are really customizable in a sense where you can use different proteins, different vegetables, different starches. I see people do gnocchi as a starch in their sheet pans, which is very interesting.
And I have a one pan, so it's not a sheet pan, it's a 9x13 spaghetti and meatballs.
It's also on our website.
Also on our website, which is really, really good.
But one of the things to keep in mind, we're doing all of these things all together. We have a chicken that cooks kind of slowly. We have potatoes that cook slowly. So they can go in all at the same time. But you can also do, like, say you have potatoes and salmon where they cook at very different rates.
Yeah.
You could throw the potatoes in, take it out like 20 minutes later, stick the salmon on, and then let it all finish together.
Yeah. So. And what I like about a lot of these is that you can throw everything in, right? Like you can throw the veggies, you can throw the starches, you can throw the protein, of course varying amounts of time, and then it's all kind of there and it's done and makes it really easy.
So easy.
All right.
So which ones are we making today?
So today we're starting with we're gonna do a sheet pan chicken and oven ratatouille. So ratatouille, it's a French dish that has tomatoes and eggplant and zucchini, and it's really good.
There's a little French rat that makes it very well.
He does. He's so cute.
Is he French? I don't know.
He's French. Have you seen the movie?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say I love that movie. And then what are you making?
I'm gonna be making. I'll be making a ranch chicken with roasted potatoes. So this needs to be paired with a vegetable. We didn't include one in it, but easy to throw a side salad or some green beans or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
When I made, we have our finished products to show you guys what they look like when they're done, and I threw some carrots in there because that's what I happen to have, and that's again another kind of a hard, crunchy vegetable that takes a while to cook. So it all went in with the chicken and the potatoes, and no problem.
Yeah. And say you don't want to roast chicken for an hour.
Yeah.
You can use boneless chicken. We have bone-in chicken because Clara's fancy like that.
Cost effective.
Cost effective. So that's why the cooking time is so much longer.
Yeah, absolutely. So very customizable.
I'm going to start over here.
All right.
Like we said, we're doing the start to finish. We have little baby potatoes. We have our chicken. I'm just going to give this a nice good spray so that the potatoes don't stick. Sometimes with these, I will toss it in olive oil. But because this chicken, it has the skin on it, it's a dark meat, it's going to provide some fat for the potatoes.
And that's what certainly I love about this. It's very customizable to depending on what condition you're cooking for. So if you were trying to do a little bit of a lower saturated fat diet for heart health or for whatever reason, you could certainly do chicken breast, you could remove the skin, you can do any of that.
Right.
So I'm going to start cutting my zucchini over here, and zucchini is almost not in season anymore. Is it done? Almost, just about, right?
You can get it any time of the year, but
I know, but it's not as good as it is when it's during the summer. And today, so sheet pan meals are pretty popular with my cancer patient population. So I am our oncology dietitian here, and my cancer patients and their families really like these sheet pan meals because it's a one and done for the most part. It is really easy to prepare, and it can, make dinner really pretty simple to get on the table. And especially if people ask, well, my neighbor wants to make something for me. What can I tell them? Something like this is easy, but it's delicious and it's nutritious. And especially with my cancer population, we are concerned with getting enough fruits and vegetables in their diet, which can be hard if you're not feeling hungry. So these are a good alternative. It's like these things and soup are my two favorite ways of doing that.
And you make a huge pan of protein starch vegetables, and then use as meal prep.
Oh yeah,
or you just eat off of it for a couple days.
Absolutely. And what the nice versatile thing about this is that you can season it up differently depending on what people like. And just use different flavorings, different proteins. So it's part of this idea of what we call technique cooking, like using one type of technique to cook different things, but you get a similar result.
Okay. So you'll see I'm just laying the potatoes down cut side. You want them to all be in a single layer so that they get crispy. The more crowded it is, we're using these little quarter sheets, so it's going to be a little bit more crowded than I would like it to be, but try to spread things out so that they don't just like steam each other. You want it to be crisp.
Yeah. And so one thing you guys will notice is, so I'm using zucchini and eggplant, and Caitlin is using the baby potatoes, but using the different colors of the baby potatoes. So that's really important for my cancer patients, but just anyone in general, and doing what we call eat the rainbow. So doing the different types of colors of fruits and vegetables so that you get different antioxidants and different vitamins and minerals. Because the vitamins and minerals in a blue potato are going to be a little bit different than what's in a red potato or a Yukon Gold.
We've also got a nice garlic, which is anti-inflammatory.
Yes, it is. Got some vitamin C. Okay, so I just cubed my eggplant and my zucchini. I'm going next with just getting some diced tomatoes. I chose the one that had roasted garlic and onions in it because that's my little like hack. If I don't feel like chopping onions or garlic, you can just easily throw that in together.
So I'm trying to decide if I want to just mix this up in the bag.
You can certainly do
that. So we're using, you can really use any seasoning. I mean, this is super versatile. You could do rosemary, thyme, you could do Italian seasoning.
Sage, we're getting into the sage.
This is a ranch seasoning packet. If you are worried about your blood pressure, this is going to have a little bit more sodium. So you could forego this ranch seasoning and do other herbs and seasonings.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to throw it in this packet.
I'm gonna is for simplicity's sake, and so I just put some of this diced tomato on here, and I'm attempting to put thyme on here. Here we go. And what I like is that there's no extra bowls involved. It's literally just.
I'm just gonna throw in some olive oil in there so it can stick.
Get all that going. Get some thyme in there.
Just kind of massage it.
And then so garlic. So I have a confession to make. Peeling garlic is my least favorite thing to do in the kitchen. Normally I really like the little like frozen garlic cubes, but we're gonna peel garlic today. My trick for that is, I don't know if it's really a trick, you put the garlic down on your cutting board, flat side of the knife down, and just hit it. There we go. Look how easy that peels. Like this. It's a big clove of garlic too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have garlic breath later, Caitlin.
Oh well.
So you can use a garlic press, or I'm just going to slice this really quickly. And you know, you can choose to, like I said, my diced tomatoes have both onion and garlic in there. So you can choose to just use it there. You can add more. Super anti-inflammatory. I personally think it tastes pretty good. But of course, if you're following a low FODMAP or other digestive diet, this would not be the best thing to put in there.
Well, I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done.
See, look how easy that was.
Right? So easy. You could always season up the potatoes a little bit too. It's all just going to roast together and be pretty tasty otherwise.
I'm going to reach over you. Can I grab? So I am going to use some salt and pepper because I don't have ranch seasoning on mine, because I don't think a ranch ratatouille would taste very good. So season that up a little bit. A little bit of pepper.
And despite me wearing gloves, I somehow managed to get chicken on me.
You got chicken on you?
Gloves off. So I have a contaminated hand.
Do you want to go wash your hands while
Yes.
I finish? Okay, you go do that. I'm going to now toss this up really quick. And I know that Caitlin and I were working concurrently, but I mean, as you can see, it's not really taking us that long to do this, which makes this pretty easy. Okay, so we get that going. And this certainly, you don't have to only use these vegetables. You can do any other vegetable that you have in your fridge. Okay, And now I just got to do my...
Keep working. I'm going to slide behind you.
Get out of your way.
All right, so this is going to go, you don't have to look at me. This is going to go in our oven. I'm going to pull out the one that we already did.
Yep. All right, so let me, again, I'm using bone-in chicken breast because it was on sale at Giant. And I think it has a little bit more flavor, but it does take a little bit longer to cook. So if you want this to go a little bit faster, ooh, that looks nice.
Now we've stirred it up a little bit a couple times while we were cooking it.
That looks really, really good. All right. I am getting, there we go. Get my chicken on there. That looks so good. And that, I think, is something that, do we have a question?
Yeah, so Sandy asked, can you do a few keto-friendly meals?
Few keto-friendly, certainly. We always like requests, so we can add that to our rotation of things that...
I mean, there is no carbs.
There is no carbs.
You can't say no carbs, but vegetables.
Pretty low
protein.
carb, yeah.
Yeah.
So this could certainly be keto-friendly depending on what your micro or your macronutrients are. All right. That was good. All right, and I'm just going to season this with some salt and pepper. Can you quarter that for me?
Of course.
Thanks. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, get some salt on there.
Do you want like slices, like wedges?
Yeah, that would be great. And this is ready to go. And yeah, these are, like I said, bone-in. They're kind of big, but this is, I mean, this is at least 4 servings, probably more, depending on, remember there's bone on the bottom of there, so.
And we're working with tiny pans, but
we are.
Just stick them in here.
So that.
I love the roasted lemon in this.
Oh yeah, it tastes
yummy.
So good. All right, and then all that is did you
touch it again? It's okay.
Again. So all this then it would go into the oven and bake at, I think I baked it at 450 for 20 to 30 minutes, and it was ready to go.
Use a thermometer, 165 for the chicken, and you're good to go.
And you're good to go. So let me pull out the. Let me give that to you.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Samantha asked, how long did it take the chicken and potatoes to cook?
So I baked it at
about an hour, right?
Yeah, I baked it at 375 for about an hour, and again, that's because I baked it a little bit more lower and slower than you necessarily have to.
And because these potatoes are little, like if you wanted to do this quicker, you could certainly use the chicken without the bone.
Yep.
You can even cut your potatoes smaller; they'll cook quicker.
Yep.
There's some ways you can change it up a little bit,
Make it a little bit faster. Yeah, absolutely. And one thing again that we've talked about how like versatile these are, but for different conditions, if you have a family member who is going lower carb, something like the chicken ratatouille would definitely kind of work better for them. Versus depending on, our thing over here definitely has fiber with the carrots that you can see I threw on here, and then these little baby potatoes. So 2 very different types of meals.
Let's try them.
Ready?
Yeah, so we're gonna just eat off of our cutting boards.
Just eat off of our cutting boards. Okay. Unless we have, we do have plates.
No, I got them out for us.
Oh, we could be not use them. There we go. Okay.
Rebecca asks, can I use fish instead of chicken?
Absolutely.
I think I had mentioned salmon can cook a lot more quickly. All fish will really cook more quickly.
Yeah.
So you would put the potatoes in, let them roast for a little bit, and then put the salmon in.
Yeah.
Salmon, for example, will cook like 12, 18 minutes.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And then you'll just finish them off together.
Yep. All right. Grab some of these. Oh, I should have grabbed a spoon to put this ratatouille on here.
Another question.
Yes.
Evangelist says, do the chicken come out juicy?
I think they do. We're
That's
about to.
the benefit of bone-in
Yeah.
is that it will come out nice and juicy.
Oh.
And the darker meat will be a little bit more, have a higher fat content, so it'll be a little bit more moist.
Yeah. All right. Put this in over here. Okay. Here we go.
I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to show mine.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just going to go straight to eating it.
And I'll probably take off the skin, but we like to keep it on for the flavor.
I think those came out pretty juicy. I think it's pretty good.
Using the giant knife.
Big chicken calls for big utensils. Ooh, that's really good. This is an excellent nice, warm, comforting thing. And honestly, like, even if you were looking for a side dish, you could make this dish without putting the chicken on top of it and just roast the veggies in the oven. Ooh, that's
Can I
good.
try a piece of this with my giant knife?
Yes, please. I was going to say, I can cut you a piece of this with my not-so-giant knife. Oh, that made a noise. That was not. Perfect. Okay, I'm failing at this. Here's your chicken.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I guess we're sharing forks. It's okay.
Yeah, it happens.
Yummy.
Ranch is good.
Mm-hmm.
Try one of these potatoes. They're so cute.
And there we have it.
There we have it. No pre-prep. All done.
And these you can just throw away.
You can.
No cleanup.
You're doing dishes this time. I thought
I did them last time.
Okay, I guess I'm doing dishes this time, so I did it. I was nicer to myself.
AJ will say he cut himself getting the dishes back into my car this morning.
Sorry, AJ. So there you have it. All of these recipes and more sheet pan meals are on our website, on our blog. There's a blog with 8 different sheet pan meals in there, so they certainly would be quite delicious, and some good fall recipes coming up in there. And then join us next month. We'll be here on the 13th of November, also at 11:30.
What are we doing?
We are making air fryer turkey breast. So in the spirit of the holidays and in the spirit of my new air fryer, which I love so much, we're going to be showing you guys how to make air fryer turkey.
Awesome.
All right.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Bye.